What's up guys, welcome to another video on this channel, and today I'm going to be showing you some Marvel books that I would recommend. I'll also be doing DC after this, and then a few independent books. I know I'm on the DC shelf when I probably should be on the Marvel shelf, but yeah, the Marvel shelf has been purged, just a bit. I will show you what I mean now. So yeah, these recommendations, I don't have any books that are over €30. I make sure to keep it in a relative range of price, let's say 20 to 30, because if you're recommending people, most of the time if they're asking, they're trying to get into comics or different series, and I feel there's no point suggesting an omnibus, because who's going to go out there and spend €100 just to try get into comics when you could buy something that's €20 and then you can give it a go and see what you like, because you might pay €100 for that series and not like it. So that's why I personally like the trade paperback route. Yes, if you've been collecting for a while and then you say, yeah, I want to pick up an omnibus or a sort of hardback, then I understand. But if you're not, then I just feel going with the paperbacks is a good way to start. So yeah, and I'm now going to show you the books that I would recommend. Now, the first book that I would recommend is Uncanny Avengers, The Red Shadow. Now, this is right after Avengers vs. X-Men. So, if you're a fan of the Avengers, you have the Avengers. And if you're a fan of the X-Men, you have the X-Men. So, if you're a fan of the Avengers movies, you have them sort of characters. If you're a fan of the X-Men, you have them sort of characters. And it's them going up against the Red Skull. So if you've watched some of the movies, you sort of have a general idea of what's going on. And if you've read the Avengers vs. X-Men event before this, that's even better. But I went in not knowing anything about the Avengers vs. X-Men run, and I came out and it was an enjoyable read. Also, they explain it pretty well, I will say. So yeah, that is Uncanny Avengers, The Red Shadow, Volume 1. Then we have Ultimate Captain America by Jason Aaron. Now, this is, I believe, just I believe this is a standalone book. I haven't seen anything come out of this. As you can see, it collects the first 4 issues, and it's a fun read. It's basically that there is a Captain America, but for the Vietnam War, I believe, and how their ideologies are different. You have Captain America, who was World War II, and then you have this one, who is the Vietnam War, and how they have different ideologies, and they both think that they are Captain America, and how this other Captain America tests this Captain America. And I found it really enjoyable. Luckily, I picked up this book for really cheap, otherwise I wouldn't have found it. I was just in a bookshop when I was down in a place named Kilkenny in Ireland, and basically I went in and saw this, and this was €8, and that's pretty good for a hardback, saying that it's normally about €20, so I will take that. Now, 2 cosmic books. If you're a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, we all love this character, and that is Groot. Now, this is just such a cute read. It's a standalone book, so if you just want to pick this up and give it a go, it collects issues 1 to 6. They're the covers if you're interested. But yeah, Groot is just such a fun and lovable book that anyone of any ages can just go in and enjoy. And it's basically, he's lost Rocket and he wants to try and find him, And I don't know, it's just the cute side of that, and him getting outcasts of the universe, bringing them together, and just seeing like the greatness in them. And I just thought it was such cute and fun. Like, the art is cute, just the story is great. So yeah, I would highly recommend Groot. Then we have this. This is Guardians of the Galaxy in like the new print, so it's pretty recent. And yeah, I found it enjoyable. I didn't read any of the new 52 run, but yeah, this was fun. Like, the team, it's sort of like the movie, but with differences. Like, you have the Thing from Fantastic Four, you have Kitty Pryde from X-Men, you have Agent Venom. So yeah, it's a fun. Also, you get different characters, they're different dynamics. You get a bit more into the lore of the Kree. So if you watched Guardians of the Galaxy, like Ronan the Accuser, you have another Accuser in this. So yeah, that's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Emperor Quill. Now, I don't know if this continues to be good. I will tell you if I've continued the series, and if it's good, or what, like, volumes to stop at, or whatever. Then we get into Daredevil. We then have Daredevil by Frank Miller, Volume 1. Now, there's 3 volumes in this. I'd highly recommend this. A load of people recommend Frank Miller. A load of people recommend Frank Miller. Yes, it's like 80s, 90s, yeah, like 80s sort of. So like the art, it might put some people off as like it's the old art. So if you're a bit more into modern, you might not like this. But I enjoyed it. The 3 volumes were fun. It has Kingpin, Elektra, Bullseye, all the like, if you enjoyed the TV show, then you will enjoy this book. Now, for this one, if you enjoyed the TV show, you will definitely like this book. And that is Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. If this is basically season 1, just in a book, but like season 1 of Daredevil, they sort of drag it out. But yeah, this is like a contained story. You get his origin, you get him saving a girl who's being captured by Kingpin, and that's the story. It's a fun read, and I'm pretty sure most of you will enjoy it. And now this one. I haven't continued this series because I couldn't find volume 2 anywhere, but I found it on a book site that I use, Wordery. I believe I showed it in one of my other videos, but I forgot to put the link in the description, so I'll make sure to remember to put it in this one. Most likely not, but I'll see what I can do. But yeah, this is Daredevil by Mark Waid? Yeah, Mark Waid. For some reason it didn't sound right in my head. But yeah, Mark Waid. This was a fun book. It really does go into the whole sound aspect and how he hears sound, and the villains that he goes up against is Claw and I can't remember what the other guy's name. It's like Spot, is it? Yeah, it's this villain. Now, a lot of people might think it's stupid, but he just brings up random like blobs and he can like go through it, which is really cool. Like, at first you're like, that's pretty fucking stupid, but he did it in such a way that it was interesting, and how he can pop up at random points, take people, and like he doesn't know where it's gonna come up next. But yeah, also they deal with the whole blind aspect well in this. I'm gonna continue this. Like, those are the other volumes, like volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. We then get into Thor, the God of Thunder, the God Butcher. This is another book by Jason Aaron. Now, I really enjoyed this book. It's dealing with 3 different time periods, so the past, the present, and the future, and how each different Thor has dealt with this God Butcher. So yeah, it's a really interesting read. Fun, the art is great, the story writing's great. Also, it's interesting to see how the different points in time has dealt with this God Butcher, like and how one's only new to it, one's seen him a couple of times, and the future one has seen him multiple times, and really like So it's interesting to see that aspect of the story. And yeah, it's a really enjoyable read. I just haven't continued it, and this collects 1 to 5. Now this book... Oh shit, it's gone blurry. Focus. Focus. Hello? Hello? Okay, sorry for the blurriness. But yeah, I picked... Oh, now... Thanks, camera. Fucking dick. But yeah, this I hold dear to my heart, because it was the first graphic novel I got. Also, this was the first ever series I completed. So there might be a bit of bias towards the story, but I have also heard that a lot of other people enjoyed the series as well. And that would be Superior Spider-Man Volume 1, or like you can go up to Volume 6, because this is just... It's really different, because it's not Peter Parker's Spider-Man, it's Dr. Octopus's Spider-Man, and how he wants to be the superior Spider-Man so that he does everything differently, more effectively. But then that becomes his downfall, and if you read the book, you'll see how that is. You'll see the different ways that he tries to be a better Spider-Man, or how he messes up. And it's just such a great read, and you get different supporting characters, and how he's living this life and no one notices that it's a different person. And yeah, it's just such a fun read. Then Deadpool Volume 1. Now I've got up to Volume 3, and I have up until Volume 5. I've only read 1 to 3. But yeah, I've enjoyed them books so far. They're really, like, I've enjoyed them. They're a bit of fun. They're books you can sort of jump into and not take seriously. So yeah, Deadpool, Dead Presidents, Soul Hunters, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We then get into Uncanny X-Men Revolution. Now, I only have Volume 1 of this, so I don't know if it gets better, if it gets worse, if it just stays as great as this book. But yeah, during this, it's like a team has been set up, but Cyclops' powers are a bit out of whack. You have Magneto on the team, you have just different characters throughout, and it's sort of them trying to make their own X-Men team, but people really not trusting them because of how haywire Cyclops' powers are, and how just that sort of aspect. And yeah, I did really enjoy this book. Now, if anyone watched the new Wolverine movie Logan, and you want to explore a bit of the other characters, if you enjoyed the character of Laura or Weapon X, no, not Weapon X, X-23, this is her as the Wolverine, and she has other clones of herself and her trying to protect them. And at first you might say, oh, it's fucking clones, I can't be arsed. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this, because like the clones at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna hate these, but they all have their different personalities. You have Doctor Strange in this book. Yeah, it's really fun, and I enjoyed it. At first, I was given to it by a friend who was purging his collection, and at first I was like, I mean, I'll give it a go, but I ended up coming out really enjoying this. So yeah, all new Wolverine. I have 1 and 2. Number 2 ties in with Civil War, and that story was really interesting, the Civil War tie-in. So yeah. Then Old Man Logan. I have Volume 1 and 2 of this. I haven't read the Volume 0, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure it'll still be good and the same thing. But yeah, Old Man Logan by Jeff Lemire. I really enjoyed this. I have Volume 2, it's great. Volume 1 I prefer a lot more than Volume 2, but Volume 2 is still good. And finally, Old Man Logan. Now for me, it takes a bit of time to get into it. Like the first 2 issues are more just explaining, this is the world has gone to shit. But then once it gets into it, it's such a great read. You have the Hulk gang, you have a blind Hawkeye, you have Wolverine who's afraid to take out his claws, you have his family, who that's why Wolverine goes off with Hawkeye to try and make some money to pay for the rent so they don't die. But yeah, it's just such a fun read. I really enjoyed Wolverine Old Man Logan. It's a thick book. Sadly, it's a bit on the expensive side, like it's €30. But yeah, it's a pretty thick book. I mean, like, for the standards of Marvel. Like, that's a sort of comparison. As you can see, it's like two books. But yeah, hopefully this has helped you. I will be doing one for DC and one for Image down below. But yeah, tell me if this was helpful, or tell me if there's any books that you'll recommend me getting based on the books that I have here. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.